but you think the Browns will wait to see how the left tackles come off the board before they make any decisions on whether or not to trade for Trent Williams. So that's sort of the elephant in the room. What happens with Trent Williams if he's still available? If the Browns don't have a guy that they want? We are recording this on Wednesday, just so everyone knows. So sort of in real time here, Mary Kay, what are you hearing?
Well, there's a lot going on right now in terms of Trent Williams and the parameters of a trade. And I believe that the Browns have been in contact with the Redskins. I can't say that for 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that they've been in contact with the Redskins, that they're ready to go in the event they decide to trade for him. I think they're ready to pull the trigger on that. I think ideally what they would like to happen is see how the first picks start to play out, see how those tackles start to come off the board. And if it appears that they can land the guy that they really want out of this college class, if they can get their guy, then maybe they don't trade for a Trent Williams. But if it turns out that the guy or guys that they really want are going to be gone, or they can't trade up to get them, or whatever the case may be, then maybe they turn their attention to Trent Williams. Maybe it's more serious than that. Maybe they just want Trent Williams and they're going into this planning to do that. Somehow, some way, he's involved in this. He is a factor. He's in the equation.
As I've read more about the unlikelihood of draft picks coming in and having big impact in their first year, I'm really falling more into the Trent Williams camp of bringing him in and letting him be the guy for however many years he has left, and getting somebody who can kind of develop in that spot. I think the Browns are going to be aggressive on Thursday. The more I think about free agency, that was aggressive. They got Jack Conklin, they got Hooper, they went out and traded for one of the top fullbacks. I think they're going to continue to be aggressive. I'd be surprised if they don't move up at this point. I'd be really surprised if they stick at 10 and make decisions based off what's there. Trading up and getting the guy that they want because they feel that he's the best left tackle. If it's Thomas, if it's Wirfs, I think that's what we're probably going to see on Thursday. I'd be really surprised if the 10th pick comes, they take someone and then that's it. That's it would be fine. A lot of people would be happy with that, especially if it's Andrew Thomas. Hey, you got your left tackle, we're good to go. And you move on to the second round. But I think the more this has gone on and the more I think about how things have gone in free agency and the fact that Trent Williams is still dangling out there, I would be shocked if we don't see some sort of trade, either a move up or one where they acquire Williams.
I think the other thing to think about here with this, with the Trent Williams thing, think about how they're setting this up. They really want Baker Mayfield to be protected very well in this year. They're not messing around. I mean, they got Jack Conklin, they added other pieces. So as you were mentioning, Scott, they want to get the left tackle right. And the easiest way to do that, and I wrote a column basically saying 7 reasons they should trade for Trent Williams. The quickest way to get that position right is to plug a 7-time Pro Bowler in there. And basically you're getting the caliber of a Joe Thomas at that position immediately. Now, granted, he did sit out all of last year, but in my mind, that probably just means he had a little bit less wear and tear on his body. When you're that good, I really do believe that, that it would be a seamless transition to pop yourself back in there and play at that very, very high level again. And again, other things, Bill Callahan knows him, loves him, respects the heck out of him. I'm sure Bill Callahan would love to have him. He would be a surefire replacement for Joe Thomas. And there are a lot of other things to consider here, but I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think there's, it's hard to find arguments against him. I mean, the only arguments are, maybe his age, but he's not that old. It's not like you're bringing in Jason Peters here. Again, the fact that he sat out last year, he hasn't played a full season in a few years before that, you'd have to pay him. But even that, you could look at it and say, okay, you give him a 4-year extension and, after 2 years, maybe you can get out of it. That's how NFL contracts are. I mean, the years in NFL contracts are fake. So you know, there's so many ways to kind of, you can talk yourself out of it, but then talk yourself back into it. The one thing I think for sure is this front office isn't going to be rushed, and they aren't going to make a rash decision on this where the Redskins say, hey, you better give us your first round pick or you better give us your second round pick. I don't think they're going to make a panic to move here. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I think this front office is going to do things on their own terms in this situation.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And as we saw a report